Okay, this is a short video. The end result is that we want to have the little alien able to jump to the second level. So the reason for that is this is going to be the basic video game. So we're going to have objects going from the right to the left, and we want to avoid them. And so we've hooked up a button to pin A0. So whenever you see A0 in the code, that's the reference to it. We've also tied it high to 5 volts, and you can do that internally. If you changed input to input pull-up, then you wouldn't need to have this resistor, this 10K resistor here. Okay, so we're just going to take a look at the code and see why this works. We're not actually using the up the up alien part, so you could remove it, but I would suggest that you just modify your code from last day. We introduced something called a button state. Now this is just a variable name, and the name is useful to us, but it doesn't have to be called button state. Okay, and we're going to initially set it at 0, and it's going to be an integer, so positive or negative number. So then in setup, we have everything the same except for pin line 29, and that's, we have 2 options. We have A0 set to be an input if we have a resistor to pull it up, and then we could use this version of that if we were going to use just use the internal pull-up. These are the same, and of course one of them is unnecessary because we don't actually use it. And then the loop is fairly simple because we want a number between a number state of 0 or 1. So that's actually what we're going to do when we read a digital read. If we did an analog read, it would be a range of numbers, but for a digital read, it's either going to be a 0 or 1. And then we're going to set the cursor location based on that information. So initially it's going to be 0 because this pin is, the button is in a state of high, I guess. And so then, actually no, the state is going to be 1 because the pin is held high. When you press the button, it's going to go to 0 because this is the 0 row and this is the 1 row. So it actually works. If you wanted to do it reversed, you could hold the pin low, and then when you press the button it would go high. But it depends on how you want your game to work. Okay, so once we have the information from the pin, we're going to put it into the set cursor, and then we're going to display the variable that we wanted, and then we're going to delay and we're going to clear. So once again, I'll show you how that works in this setup. Now what I did was I went back to the other code, and I was thinking that I could do something different. I think this is the one. So let's see if it's the one before we show. So this is last days where the alien is jumping. Okay, and so this setup also works with that situation. So you could have the button press and then it's alternating between those two, and that really improves the sort of, I don't know, the appeal, I think. So right now he seems like he's active, but if there was an object coming towards him, he would get hit by it. But if you press and hold the button down, then he's going to be out of the way. And you can sort of see how this video game is going to take shape. Anyways, I think that makes sense. The only difference with this setup is we're still reading the button, but we have this sort of alternating thing. And if you wanted him to jump faster, you could have a smaller delay between them. And if you wanted him to jump slower, you would have a slower delay. The larger the delay, the less often it's going to check the button though. And you could have a series of animations. If you wanted his legs to go straight so that it looks like he's jumping up, that would also be something that's possible. Okay, so that's your assignment for today. Good luck with that and have fun doing it.